Welcome to Wayne's World Garage. This is the third log we're going to do Wednesday. And the lesson here is when the log is too big for the saw, don't even waste your time trying. Or maybe get a little bit smarter. This is a pretty good sized log. It's 17 foot long. It's poplar. It's not huge, but it's close to 30 inches diameter on the one end. And the skinny end, it's maybe 4 inches thinner. The problem we have is we are using the 48-inch saw. If you look at the 48-inch saw, divide that in half, you get 24. The mandrel's about 6 inches, so you get about 20 to 20 and a half inches. I think Dr. John, a.k.a. Frickin' Jeep, has got that posted on his saw so that everyone can see 21 inches or 20.4 inches is the biggest log he can do. Well, we thought we were smarter than that, so we're going to try a bigger log. Fail. The lesson here is, if we're going to do this big log, we need to put the 56-inch saw blade on it. Before we do that, we got to get the thing fixed. And you'll see, we can turn it pretty well, and that's a good thing, because we have to make this thing a little bit thinner to make it work. And we spent 45 minutes on it, and we haven't cut one board, and we don't have a decent cant. The good news is, we're not getting paid by the board foot, so we'll come back next week and finish her up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like this stuff. So here's the first hint. Check out the saw and check out the log. And check out how much of the log we don't saw through. And it turns out the back end of it, which is coming up right now, there's 4, 5, 6, 7 inches we don't go through. So this is a pretty decent sized log, and we're not at the center of the log. What should we have done? Probably backed off, taken it off the rack, and changed out to the 56-inch saw. Except our 56-inch saw needs servicing, so we didn't do that. What are we going to do? So we kind of struggled with this for a little bit, and you'll see it's a comedy of errors because we're not exactly sure the best way of doing it. Pete said it before, take the damn thing off. Oh well. The good news is the log roller does a fabulous job. It's working great. We're learning how to use it pretty well. It's an evolution, and the biggest thing we've got is we've got to be a little bit cautious because rolling some of these logs, sometimes they tend to want to roll back towards us, and that could that will pinch your fingers and stuff like that. Other things that hang down, so we have to be a little bit careful about that. What we're trying to do now is usually put a chock there, so if it rolls back, hopefully it'll stop. So what we're doing here is Pete yells at me and says, "Yo, use the kickout." And the kickouts are what, pushes part of the log away from it for when you're sawing it. We had the kickout at the back end, which is the wrong spot. And he said, put it at the front end. Easier said than done. So we have to push this thing back in and readjust it. It's the right way to do it. Thanks for letting us know that, Pete, because I wasn't doing it right. Again, we're learning, but we'll figure it out. And you'll see I measure it and try and double check it, and he's right. So what we're trying to do now is let's slice some smaller pieces off. So at least the guys at the tail end of this thing taking a slab wood off can unload them, because the first couple ones was a mistake. But you're going to watch this thing. When this thing goes by, it still misses in a good part of this log. This log is just too big for the 48-inch saw. Check this out. We're cutting. And then all of a sudden, top of the saw is way below the top of the log, and it doesn't do its job. What are you going to do? You guys got any brilliant ideas? Offer suggestion, because we're operating it like a pencil sharpener, and we're going to roll it. And that's kind of a waste of wood. I know that. The problem is the big 56-inch saw needs repair. Maybe we should take it to the shop and get it fixed. Creating another problem, because you're going to see we'll take this flat spot, which is good. We managed to saw through that all the way, and try and put that on the bottom. But the piece the slab, which we couldn't take off, is still on the log. Why didn't we just take it off? Well, the problem is none of us brought a real chainsaw that was sharp, and we've got this little steel. It's a home motor saw, 170. Doesn't have a whole lot of juice. Doesn't cut real well. Not as sharp as it could be. And you can see it right there. What the heck? So this is going to turn out to be a big problem, because this could be a danger. And you can't dog it either. So you try and put a dog down. How's that going to work? Not in that part of it. So we're kind of getting into a bad situation here. Where's the tractor? Let's take this thing off. So Alan and I thought would be pretty clever, and we're going to dog it now. But the problem is we're dogging on that slab, which is 70% sawn off the log. The log is unstable, and we just can't do that. So now what are we going to do? It's like scratch our heads a little bit, take a break, drink a beer, but that's really not an option. And the dogs don't come out far enough to clear where we've tried to saw off the slab wood. So we've got to do something different.
I don't want you to roll into the saw blade, so keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? All right. So keep going. All right. Add all of it with the hammer. Can't you just extend the dogs out past that track? No, it was right at the limit.
So Alan, Matt, and I, we're trying to figure this thing out. And what we've just said, we've got to roll it a little bit more, because we can't dog into that piece of half cut off slab wood. So we're going to roll it a little bit more, and then we'll try and do some more sawing and see how that goes. But the good news is we sit around, we discuss it, and you might be able to see Pete in the background with a gray hat. He's like scratching his head, probably laughing at us, but that's the way it goes. We'll figure it out, and he knows it.
No, we're not. Anything you got? Yeah.
I don't know whether this is the best idea either, but at least the log is stable now. We're whittling this thing down like on a pencil sharpener. We'll take a couple of small pieces off of this one, so the guys doing the offloading of the slabs at least can deal with it, and then we'll take it from there. So we're making progress on it, but it's certainly, we're not making money. If we don't make money anyway, but if we were trying to make money and sell boards, we'd be broke by now. So now, if you look what's happening, the dog's not holding it. So when I try and pull this thing forward, the log rolls forward. And like, oh, gosh, bless. That's not what you want to do either. Not the end of the world, but whatever. So we continue pencil sharpening this big stick. Now, the other thing, if you look at my face, why am I squinting? Look at all the sawdust coming at my face. Wearing my helmet looks stupid because nothing is going to come out of the ceiling on me, but at least the face shield keeps the sawdust out of my face. What happened to those nice looking DeWalt eye protection? They're horrible. They fog up and I can't see. Not that I can see anything anyway, so they're going back to the basement where they came from. But I do actually have ear protection on, gloves, and these are safety glasses, so they will protect my eyes from going blind. But this sawdust is flying all over and hitting me in the face, and it's the way it goes. Good idea or bad idea, we've got to get rid of some of these chunks of wood on here. So we'll take this little MS-170 and we'll get rid of them. And Alan tried whacking them off with a little whacking tool. It worked a little bit, but it doesn't work very well. The chainsaw, we don't like using it either. It's just not the right tool for it. You're operating at the wrong level. It's close to my head, but it does get it done, and we'll take things from here.
Not furniture?
The good news is this gives us an opportunity to use a log turner again. It works pretty well. I cannot imagine trying to wrestle this 17-foot log, which weighs thousands of pounds, okay, without the log turner. So good job, Tom and Alan, in helping get this guy up and running, and it's working pretty well now. So we couldn't have done it without it. We're still not ready to saw this, and we don't get any big cants out of it, but we're making progress. as you can see, now we're still stuck with part of this slab that we started to pencil off earlier. This turns out to be more of a hassle because now I've got to cut it off with a chainsaw, and then we got blah, blah, blah. We'll get it done, but it turns out to be more of a comedy of errors, inexperience. I don't know. Who knows? We thought would be clever here. Let's use the log roller and see if we can break this slab off. You'll see how that works out. Not quite as good, but it does sound like a good idea, doesn't it? Starts lifting up the whole doggone log and rolling the log. That gives you an idea how big the thing is. More frustration. Okay, well, back to the chainsaw. Again, I don't know what else to do with this thing. And we got to take this piece off because this is getting a little bit dangerous. And that's the way it goes. Good thing I like playing with a chainsaw, huh?
There. We're about done for the day anyway.
Alan,
Yeah.
we don't have it. We need engine oil. We're done.